Apparently Activision is begging for players to come back. You gotta come back to Black Ops 7. Come back, guys. We promise we'll make the game better. Oh, dude. You know, it makes me happy to see Call of Duty finally getting a taste of their own medicine. Not gonna lie, it feels great. I'm super excited to see what's going on here. I'm very excited.
You know the countless billions Microsoft spent on buying Activision Blizzard? Well, here's a fun quote. For some of you, the franchise has not met your expectations fully. That is
You think? You think? You think?
an official one, and it's about
Get
new
rid
Call
of the
Duty
war
game, because
zone.
Call of Duty just admitted defeat. Barely a month
Warzone
after the
kills
newest game
Call of
launched,
Duty completely
it
with
wasn't
creativity.
cavilling about record playtime or celebrating some odd milestone. This is Activision pleading that
I played that. That was something. That's
they
all
are
I gotta
not
say.
about to cut
That
and
was
run.
something. I
This
played
is
it.
them basically trying to say,
It's on my
yeah,
channel.
you caught us. This one's not been great, has it? And yet, on the same page, they've already started talking about the
This
next
was supposed to be
game
a
and how
sequel
players
to Black
will
Ops
actually
2.
want
What
to
an
buy that
insult,
one.
to be honest.
Because, at least thus far,
What
it
an
sounds
insult
like
to the
no
actual
one wants
original
to play
trilogy of Black Ops
7,
games.
and the numbers have not been good. Brutal reviews hit the campaign especially hard. We had other things, you know, the generative AI
Yeah, of
calling
course.
cards. Those were a bad PR note to put on top of an already shaky foundation. Now, the reward for beating that campaign was the PvE endgame, and I actually unlocked that for every player just 2 weeks in, regardless of campaign completion, which kinda tells you everything you need to know about players' interest in that campaign. Not unlike, say, Battlefield, where
I can't believe they added an end game to this. A single player game with like quote unquote end game. What am I playing? An MMO or something? Am I playing Destiny? We're just gonna add like end game stuff or so for some random apparent reason? It could have just been a separate playlist or a separate like game mode or something, you know?
well, if you finish that campaign, they reward you with an uninstall campaign button, which is at least funny. But, of course, there is the
Wait, you can uninstall. Wait. Campaign complete. Congratulations, you have completed the campaign. Please again to complete the challenge or uninstall the single player to save space.
Install campaign button, which is at least funny.
Jeez.
But, of course, there is the multiplayer thing, which is rather large for COD. And going into
I still
Black
think the
7, there was
multiplayer's
a
not that
major
great.
PR win. They hammered it really hard, and that is, of course, the death of skill-based matchmaking tech. Now, as we predicted, despite Activision attempting to give people what they wanted, many people actually now think they're being lied to about it not being there. Theories, which are refuted by Treyarch, suggest that the tool is actually being forced on players even when they opt out, rather than, say, what Treyarch would put forward, just low population situation.
It does. So if you do really good in a game or so, it does kick you out of the match, and it kicks you out. Like it literally kicks you out and puts you in another different match or so, another matchmaking. If you do insanely really good or so in the game, I know because I've seen it.
Situations concentrating the skilled player
Because I
base
played
together,
it.
thus creating sweaty matches. But it also doesn't help that, as the data suggested, many players do seem to want skill-based matchmaking. That would basically be because they're not in the top strata of players who benefit
radius.
from skill-based matchmaking not being there in the form of pub stomping matches. And what that has led to is Treyarch promoting the skill-based matchmaking stuff a bit more aggressively. And while all this mess is going on, the competition is surging. EA is crowing about Battlefield being the
6 is still
best-selling
more
shooter
better.
of the year. But here's the important context. Call of Duty, at its weakest, is still the second most played game across both consoles in a
Of
given
course.
week. And yet, it does really feel like it's at its weakest. Even
Really, Roblox is
Activision
number
will
3 or
admit it.
so on
Now, you've
on
probably
Xbox?
seen that most of
That's
those Learn to
interesting.
Code quick courses are absolute bollocks. And that's why today's sponsor, Boot.dev, is literally
Oh
built
my
different.
god,
It's built specifically
Boot.dev.
for us, for
Wow,
gamers.
really?
Their founder Lane reached out to me years ago because he's a WoW
Okay.
player and he was
Oh,
just
that's
starting out.
very nice,
And
very
now-
nice. Anyways,
Plan, because if you are not happy,
there you
they
go.
will
You can
refund
learn. You can learn
on the
coding.
spot. 1 week after the start of Season 1, Activision released a statement about Blob 7 that basically reads like a plea for attention. Because by the sounds of it, people aren't really liking the game now that it's in its full flight. Here's the quote: "For some of you, the franchise has not met your expectations fully. To be very clear, we know what you expect, and rest assured we will deliver and over-deliver on those expectations as we move forward."
I'll see it when I believe it.
I'll see it when I believe it. Blasting this as the largest season in Call of Duty ever. That statement they just made only matters if
buddy,
people
sure,
bother
yeah,
to pick up the game at all.
yeah, totally.
And judging by the statement's big argument that a free weekend is
smell a
coming,
bunch
so that
of
people
fucking
can, quote,
baloney from
experience
that.
the game firsthand and decide yourself. The impression is clear. They seem to think that the negative reviews, maybe a touch of the AI controversy, and maybe more important, franchise burnout, have kind of scared people off before they've even tried the game. Which obviously stings for them because they have put a shitload of resources into having a massive seasonal structure. Of course, if that seasonal structure doesn't get in players' hands because they didn't
stop releasing the game
then,
every
yes,
fucking year.
Quite bad for them.
Actually,
and to be honest,
create
the
a
marketing
different
copy
fucking
reeks of
title or
desperation.
franchise.
I think it was
for
quite
God's
obviously
sakes.
written with an expectation that this is a Black Ops game, and those always sell absolutely amazingly.
Just make
this
literally
one has
all you have to do is literally make a Call of Duty game like every I don't know 4 years or something, 4 to 5 years or something like that, you know, so the game can actually take time to cook. Fuck's sakes, dude, take like 5 to 6 years off or something, you know. Take a fucking vacation, bro. Like, honestly, that's all you need to do. Just take a fucking vacation, you know. Just literally give some time and development for the game to actually freaking cook. God lord, dude, it's not that hard, dude. Like, seriously.
The PvE end game has zombies, has all the bells and
It's
whistles you
not
could possibly
rocket
want.
science. You
Yeah,
make a
I
good
could see what I'm
product,
saying.
you'll sell
Unprecedented
good.
seasonal support.
You make a
Largest
shit
live
product,
season ever.
everyone's
as a
not gonna
triumphant
love the
victory lap.
fucking game.
It does not ring the same now, though. And all of this may be a response to rumors
God,
that the
bro.
first 4
It's
months
like literally
will be strong,
Activision is
but
like
the
literally that
later
old yeller
seasons
dog.
may
Only knows
scale
one trigger,
back
so it
ahead
doesn't
of
do
the next
anything
game.
else.
And this all ties into how the statement ends. Activision appears to accept that some have just written off Blob 7 entirely, because otherwise they wouldn't already be talking about how they're building the next games and how those ones will deliver precisely on what you want, along with some surprises that push the franchise.
Literally, they're just literally the Modern Warfare 4 game that's coming out next year is literally just straight up Modern Warfare 2. That's it. They're just literally copying. They're just literally copying from Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 1 2019, and they're literally just copying over to Modern Warfare 4. That's it. That is literally it. There's a reason why these games come out a lot easier, right? Or like not easier, but they're more like, I'd say more soulless, and there's like really no like differentiate from one another. Like, they're literally the same. They're all the fucking same, okay? Ever since they moved everybody to use the new engine, right? The new Call of Duty engine, right? The reason why they did that specifically is because they didn't want to create some like a different battle royale, because the battle royale thing is what ties all of the games together. So you can take the assets from Call of Duty Cold War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and whatever other ones specifically. You can take those assets and bring it into Warzone without having much issues of creating a new game, a new island, a new battle royale, new systems, new mechanics, new fucking everything, you know? So that's how they're basically doing it. Seriously, ever since that specific engine, everything has been the same. They all feel the same. They all play the same. They all look the same. They literally have no differentiate from one another. Like, literally, there's no style to them. But before 2019, before that Modern Warfare 2019 game or so, everything before that was way better, because they're all different. They were all unique. They were all had style to them. Like, some of them weren't super great, you know, some of them were stinkers and everything like that, but at least you can differentiate from one another. Now, when it comes to the newer Call of Duty, you can't even tell them apart. If you put them side by side next to each other with gameplay, they literally play the same. That's the problem with this. None of these Call of Duties, at least the newer ones, literally are not good. None of them are good, because they're all literally just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste compared to the old ones.
And the genre forward. Okay, and this all starts with a new commitment, and here is their new commitment. We will no longer do back-to-back releases of Modern Warfare or Black Ops games.
Brother in Christ, you just said you guys are doing Modern Warfare 4 for next year. What do you mean you're not gonna do back-to-back? Oh my fucking, and they're still fucking, like there's literally rumors and leaks or so that Modern Warfare 4 is happening next year. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Reasons are many, but the main one is to ensure we provide an absolutely unique experience each and every year. We will drive innovation that is meaningful, not incremental. That sounds good,
yeah, okay.
Though honestly to me, wins
okay.
hollow, because I think we all know the Block 7 and Modern Warfare 3 were basically just them trying to pretend that an expansion pack was a full game, and in the process, torpedoing the value of their brand.
Because, okay, so basically, right, because we saw the video specifically talking about it, Black Ops 6 is literally like the foundation game. Black Ops 7 is the actual core game that was taken from Black Ops 6, because Black Ops 6 is the foundation game. And all they did was just took all of the stuff that was great about Black Ops 6 and put it into Black Ops 7 and made it into its own thing. But that was supposed to be, Black Ops 7 specifically was supposed to be like I guess you could say like an add-on to Black Ops 6. But then they, the suits told them to, hey man, we need you to make it into a game, So that's basically is what happened. It's the same thing with Modern Warfare 2's DLC or so. Where, became Modern Warfare 3, of course, Modern Warfare 3 was the maps or so in that game were supposed to be in Modern Warfare 2. The remake, what is it? Those remake maps from the original Modern Warfare 2, those were supposed to be with the actual Modern Warfare 2 game, but there was so much flack or so that people were getting or so about Modern Warfare 2, they decided to make a game on its own. And then, well, Lord and behold, you have Captain Price cringing on death,
By treating all of their customers kind as shit. None of their words come from a position of strength, but honestly, that's nothing new for Call of Duty this year. The problem started long before the reveal of Black Ops 7.
Yep.
I track daily active users, and all year Call of Duty's numbers have been quite low, lower than usual.
Yep.
That quote is from Christopher Dring of The Games Business, and it's him explaining COD's miserable year to his colleagues at Eurogamer. He notes some exceptions, that there was a great January, a boost in April and May, but broadly, this has been a weak year for the franchise and daily players. And this is despite Black Ops 6 broadly being one of the better received games at its launch. But sentiment soured over time, even if, say, the truly egregious skins didn't tip the scales until far later in the year. Players were, by that time, already long frustrated and many had stopped playing. And the painful bit for Activision is you can't even blame a strong competitive market. You can't blame other shooters for coming in and stealing the players. In the same article, Reese Elliott of Alina Analytics points out that at Black Ops 7's launch, Arc Raiders, Battlefield, and even Fortnite were surging in their player counts. And those things were providing real novelty and alternatives for people's money that COD really wasn't. But that doesn't actually explain why people were leaving earlier on this year, because Battlefield and Arc Raiders were not out. Fortnite's active player counts were not that different from usual. It wasn't people being pulled away by competing games. It was people being repelled by the Call of Duty they were being served. And now that we have numbers, I can give you a true sense of the scale here. So
okay, so you're telling me that the other stuff, like the main problem of the game itself, is what not deteriorated them, but it was the negative Steam users review or so that literally kept them away from this game. I guess, yeah. If you haven't really played Call of Duty or ever even bothered looking at it, I guess, but like, I don't know. I just feel like it's the main player bases that just slowly kind of trickled down of leaving or so, almost like every yearly franchise, right, that came out. I think they just started slowly leaving or so because the way how the game was progressing and was just not becoming good at all,
Alina's data suggests that Black Ops 7 sold around 401,000 copies on Steam in the first 26 days. That seems awful for COD,
Jesus.
Right? This is COD. It's always measured in millions. Black Ops 6, in the same time window on Steam, with its launch, sold 2.3 million. So that means that Call of Duty, like for like on Steam, sold 5 times less this year. which honestly is shocking. I knew the number would be lower, but I am actually shocked at how low it is.
That's good.
Activision had a weaker foundation than ever before with last year's Call of Duty game, and they basically wanted to release a second Black Ops game in 2025. Yeah, you can see how the maths would end up just going wrong. Just from that.
This is the same problem that we were having during the jetpack era, when like literally everyone was doing the futuristic thing, but the problem is like they just don't fucking listen, dude. They don't listen to their fan base whatsoever, because they did, what was it? They did Advanced Warfare, and then the next year after Advanced Warfare, they did Black Ops 3, and then after Black Ops 3, they did Infinite Warfare, which Infinite Warfare was just a fucking copy of fucking Black Ops 3, but it looked more soulless because there was no personality in the characters compared to Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, at least the heroes, like the actual heroes in those games, were actually like were more noticeable. You know, they were more recognizable compared to like Infinite Warfare's like multiplayer like heroes, quotation mark heroes. They were just literally a copy of, they just copied fucking Black Ops 3. All they did, you know? And it's kind of like, and it got sick and tiring or so, right? Because like Advanced Warfare left a pretty bad taste in a lot of people's mouth or so with that game, but then Black Ops 3 made it better and actually limited the advanced movement to only like a certain amount of times that you can do it, or you can use it anyways. And then Infinite Warfare just copied Black Ops 3, and that was pretty much, and then just slapped Infinite Warfare sticker on it, and that's basically it, you know. People got sick and tired of it just being constantly repeated back to back or so, having that futuristic thing. Now, if it was like Advanced Warfare and then Black Ops 3 had the thing, that'd be fine. But then if the third game was like a more modern game or so, there would be no issues. That's the problem, you know. Like it was just constantly just back to back.
Sales pitch alone. Some people don't care about Blops versus Modern Warfare, right? And even those who do enjoy Blops, the adventures of Adler and his friends, like me, well, Adler's gone and most of his crew is. But really, it's only Adler that I care about. And now this is Call of Duty.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't play Black Ops 6's campaign, which I should probably. I always keep saying that I want to do it or so, but I always keep forgetting at the same time. I really should. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cold War's story was not that good. That's all I gotta say. The Cold War story was not that great. Bro, I can still remember Black Ops 1 story, Black Ops 2 story, Black Ops 3 story. To this day, I can still remember the story from that game compared to fucking Cold War. Cold War story was booty cheeks, bro. I played Cold War's story. It was not that great, bro. Honestly, it was not that good.
Without the true epitome of manliness. That makes me sad. I
don't know who said that the story for that game was good. It's not that good.
I don't even buy Call of Duty anymore. Anyway, they've been replaced by a cast of characters last seen 13 years ago in Black Ops 2. Now, that could be okay if they had a full-fat campaign, but to call this campaign half-fat or semi-skimmed, as we'd call it over here, isn't even cutting it. It is the bare minimum. It's better than the similarly shit thing that they did for Modern Warfare 3, but my god. It's not the sort of thing that builds brand value. It's not the sort of thing that makes me want to see femcel Elon Musk return to the franchise again. Or, of course, the same for the young Mason. And if you are someone who, like me, played that game 13 years ago, I don't really think the campaign of this game rewards you much for being invested in the franchise. Then there's the mechanics. Up until the skin controversy, the plan was to basically carry over all the content. Sure, there would be new spins in all designs, a vehicle-backed zombie mode, endgame PvE, a psychedelic campaign, but those things were iterations, not changes, the exact thing they now say they will not do. So in that context, the decision to drop back-to-back sequels does actually make sense. And as much fun as it would be to dunk an Xbox about all of this, and believe me, it is fun, the problems here were likely set in stone before the purchase closed. They haven't made things better, but Activision's scheduling basically set them up this way. You see, things kind of changed, right? Where now the Call of Duty industrial complex has to ship a game.
Here, this is what they can do. This is my proposal, right? Don't release next year's Modern Warfare 4. Push that shit back to 2027. Keep updating Black Ops 7. Add more content. Just keep robusting with enough content in that game. Okay? Like, I think you can do that. You can use your AI to make skins, okay? All right? It'll help you out, okay? I'll be honest with you, because I feel like you're, at this point, you're almost pretty much creatively bankrupt at the end of the day. So just use AI for your skins, right? Just get your ideas for AIs for your skins and everything, right? And then release Modern Warfare 4 in 2027. I'm like, at this point, fucking give some breathing room to enjoy the game. Cause like, you know what Call of Duty reminds me or so? Call of Duty reminds me of like the technology like industry, you know? You get the latest phone, right? Like the iPhone 16, right? And then like next year they start saying, oh, we got the iPhone 17 coming out already, you know, next year and everything like that, right? Like teasers and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? I just bought the fucking iPhone 16. What the fuck do you mean there's already a 17 that's already being rumored, being announced already for next year? It's like, what the fuck is this, dude? Let me marinate with my fucking phone and, you know, and have fun with my phone for a couple of years before you fucking make a new one, you know? It's like the same thing for Call of Duty. Let me play the game. Let me enjoy the game. Just add more content. Just add some more stuff, some uniqueness to the game so we can enjoy the game itself and then make the next Call of Duty game. Fuck, man. It's like you can't enjoy shit. It's like honestly, it's like I'm not gonna, like, I used to play, like, because when I was poor, right, I could only afford like not really many games or so, right? So Call of Duty was the only game we basically played most of the time, you know? And that's the thing itself. But now it's like fuck, man, I don't even want to play this shit. This shit's fucking trash, dude. They keep like repeating, well, they keep copying anyways. The most latest ones anyways. Because like honestly, because I played the multiplayer for Cold War on stream and everything. Also, thank you for the 11 months or so. And literally, I think I played what is it? I think it's the 2019 multiplayer. I think I don't remember the specific map or so, but it was like some kind of like freeway or something, and there's like a bunch of cars everywhere, and I don't really know what specifically it is. It was like a bunch of parked cars and everything. It's on like some kind of freeway or something. And I remember like the amount of explosives that were coming out of that fucking map was atrocious. And honestly, at the same time, I also even played Shipment for those games or so. I literally, I shit you not, dude. I literally can't tell you what Call of Duty it's from, because it just felt like Shipment was like in every single Call of Duty. Because I did play the 2019 one. I did play the I think I played the second one, but I'm not too sure. I don't know, fucking I don't really remember, to be honest. I did not play the third one. I played the Cold War Call of Duty. I did play the Black Ops 6 one, but like I said, I only played it on the day of the release or so. But I didn't really continue playing it or anything like that afterwards. I was like, I played it just for like a little bit longer, but it's just kind of like, I'm just kind of like, man, this feels like the same shit from 2019, dude. They all feel the same. They all literally do feel the same. That's why there's just like no difference from one another. There's just no artistic style difference from each other, you know?
Year that also
I just hate it.
Tied into
like there's no soul in them.
Else. And the entire structure was supposed to mean the new games would be rotating their studios, right? Then Sledgehammer released Modern Warfare 3 in 2024. That followed Infinity Ward's Modern Warfare 2 in 2023. And yeah, it suffice to say, was not a 2-year development cycle, and you can really tell in the campaign.
Well, yeah, of course.
Treyarch and Raven have actually been listed as leads for both Black Ops games. What does this mean? Well, this means that something broke. It broke, and it ended a 20-year streak of alternation. And that alternation wasn't done just so that you or me would have a different theme to our Call of Duty every year.
That Call of Duty was the best one. Black Ops 1.
Because it gave the studios full 2-year dev cycles.
The original one.
Full 2-year dev cycle is a bit hilarious. Many COD games have suffered having masses of cut content. That's something that has actually befallen Black Ops as a franchise specifically.
Oh, dude, Black Ops 4 could have been so good if they just had enough time or so. It's because of the Battle Royale, because that's when they did. I'll be honest with you. As much as like I didn't play it that much, okay? As much as like I personally don't like Battle Royale, Blackout was definitely pretty fun though. From time to time, I played it from time to time, but my focus was mostly on multiplayer and zombies. But this was not bad though. But unfortunately, the campaign was severely cut from this game itself, which was a big, huge disappointment because I actually wanted to play the campaign for this game. And unfortunately, we didn't get a campaign for it. So all you get is like some kind of tutorial thing. That's all you get.
Hardly, but I think we can see that this did not work. And who knows, maybe it was the weaker performance of the non-Modern Warfare or Black Ops games, like World War II or Vanguard, that made them change. Or maybe, and this bit's a rumor, but maybe this was always the plan. Here's where the story gets real spicy. We already had a pretty good idea that Modern Warfare was set to return next year.
Yep.
So it's not like what they're saying here represents much of a change.
Yep.
Multiple rumors suggest a Korean-set continuation of the sub-franchise's narrative. So the immediate solution of no more back-to-back releases is a very easy promise to make, because it's what they were doing anyway.
Exactly.
But it does mean that will be a new, novel option that will be more unique feeling next year. And that probably will be a good thing. Now, within the franchise's hardcore fans, the return of Infinity Ward may cause some concerns. I know, that may sound insane to many of the old school COD players, but that's because Infinity Ward, I would say, have a traditionally weaker multiplayer offering as is compared to the desires and preferences of the modern Call of Duty audience. But at the very least, it should be an easier product to sell to everyone else. But there's a question then. Why could it not have been this year's product? Why were Treyarch and Raven not given more time? You know, time to do a full video game, not one that has a campaign that basically just exists to check a box. Well, potentially the reason why is Infinity Ward getting a full 3 years to build this new game and, along with it, a brand new engine. And that might be...
Oh, dude, that's... Yeah, I heard about apparently that there's going to be another new engine for Call of Duty. I am super concerned on this because it just feels like it's all going to be the same again.
Very important to today's story. You see, there's data-mined evidence backing up rumors that Modern Warfare 4 will come with a complete engine refresh led by Infinity Ward. This obviously will be good for selling the game. I think we all remember with, say, the 2019 Modern Warfare remake
skeptical
thing,
for the new engine.
A new engine just was massive, right?
I am super skeptical.
Cut through. But what this likely also means is it will be the moment where Call of Duty will finally leave the PS4 and the Xbox One behind. Activision say they're, quote, building for the next era of Call of Duty, so to just take that quote rather literally, I think it would mean having to drop PS4 and Xbox One. Because right now, what they're feeling is the downsides of complacency. The belief that people will just buy the next COD because it's the next COD, and people always come and buy the next COD. 2025 has proved that many people will do.
Well, there are people who love an abusive relationship, to be honest. They always keep coming back every single damn time. You want to know something for me specifically? I just like to take a look at it to see, you know, because I haven't played, what was it? So when I played like super hardcore, right? Like just dedicated to Call of Duty, right? It was back in Black Ops 4. That was the last Call of Duty I've ever played, like almost like religiously, you know, but I only played it for like half a year. I dropped out of it because the only reason why is because of the loot boxes. That's the only thing. They will always buy. They will always buy the next Call of Duty. Always, always, always. Thank you for the follow as well. Welcome, welcome. I found her video reaction to the recent Blue Archive controversy, and I have to follow you because you are based. Well, yeah, of course. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Yes, I am very much a lolicon and a shotacon enjoyer. You know, it is what it is. So. I'm like, I can differentiate from fiction and real life at the end of the day. So it's funny because I have friends who literally accept me the way how I am. They're not even, you want to know something? Sorry for sidetracking or so. They're not even hardcore like anime fans, right? Like they'll watch anime, right? But like the funny thing about it, they even understand and differentiate what's fiction. Like what's fiction and what's real. That's the funny thing. And that's pretty much it though, so. But anyways, speaking of which, well, what was I at again? But yeah, no, people will definitely come back and buy the Call of Duty game. I don't really buy the Call of Duty game because it's on Xbox Game Pass. So I just kind of, you know, I just kind of like just play it or so just to see what it is, and it's kind of like I just kind of like try it out for like the first day. Like I'll play the beta for the game, and then I'll play it when it comes out for like at least like maybe like one stream, maybe two, maybe if I'm feeling it, but sometimes no. And just to kind of like, just to kind of give it its like, just kind of like, let's give the game a chance. I like giving games a chance, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it just feels like I'm just playing the same game over and over again, to be honest. I never play a Call of Duty game, not only because I'm not into competitive games, I just can't play first-person view games. That's fine. There's a lot of people who don't really, who don't like first-person view games. Some of them get disoriented playing first-person, which I don't really blame anybody like that. So.
But nowhere near enough. And that is absolutely amazing news. Think about, say, the big moments with Shepard. Think about the big narrative moments of your Blops 2, your Black Ops, your Modern Warfare 1 and 2, right? Think about the moments where it really seemed like those campaigns were crafted. That's the sort of thing that built the Call of Duty brand into something more than what it had been, right? And it also pushed the entire industry forward in terms of giving people a cinematic.
Also, by the recording of this video, right? This will be uploaded next week, right? Rest in peace, Vince Zampella, that has just passed away today. But by the upload of this video, passed away last week. He was the one that did the original Modern Warfare game and did Titanfall and everything like that. So, my condolences to him specifically and all of his friends and family or so. That unfortunately that he has passed away. I think if I remember correctly, if I heard or so, he got into a car crash ? I could be wrong or so. You can correct me in the comment section if I got it wrong or anything like that. But we'll definitely not have anything good because he was the one that literally created Titanfall, and he also created the original Call of Duty, like the Modern Warfare series, so we'll never have anything as good as them. We also even lost David Vonderhaar, not like real life, as in like in the studio, right? He doesn't work for Activision anymore, so we don't have like the main people who used to be in the development of Call of Duty. And well, now we kind of have these like weird colorful like weird operators and all this like brain rot like maps and everything and all this other ridiculousness because they're catering the TikTok brain rot and the TikTokers and the rotted brains and everything like that. So that's I don't even know if we'll even have any big maps anymore, And the thing is, also on top of that, I even noticed too, specifically because I played Black Ops 3 just to kind of feel the movement and everything like that, right? I even played Black Ops 2. We went back and played some of the older Call of Duties with mods and everything. And you can feel the difference in the movement from the older Call of Duties to the newer Call of Duties. The newer Call of Duties literally it's literally just straight up just feels like you're running around naked all the time. You have no heavy equipment on yourself. You have no uniform. You have no vest. You have no bullet packs or anything like that. You don't have a gun on your back or anything or a sidearm on your side. You don't feel weighted, But in the older Call of Duties, you do feel like you have weight on your character, Compared to the newer ones, you just keep spamming fucking the running stamina speeder. You can just keep spamming it over and over again. You've been zooping and zapping and zooping and zapping, And it's just kind of like that's not what Don't get me wrong, the arcade is nice for Call of Duty, but that's literally not how it's supposed to be done. Because at the end of the day, they're catering for the brain rot people, the TikTok people. At the end of the day, and these are the wrong types of people that you want to cater to. And you're just killing yourself. And we're seeing it right now in 2025, going to 2026, that they're literally just slowly killing themselves. Who knows? Maybe at one point or so, Call of Duty will be completely gone, or maybe it'll take a very long hiatus vacation or something, The newer CODs don't have any remarkable moments. I'm not super into COD stories, but even I know no Russian and Shepard betrayals from the OG. Newer CODs are struggling to chase markets and gaming trends while trying to min-max profit. They were the ones that did trends. Like they had other people copying them. Now they're the ones chasing the trend and copying other people. I'm like, at this point, why not just make a different game for that specific genre? You know, why do you have to? I understand why, right? This is a rhetorical question, okay? All right. I just don't understand why they're using the Call of Duty name to specifically trying to like bring those specific people who like those specific games over to their side, because they're trying to fit, they're like trying to fucking cram and fit in fucking Call of Duty or so to literally try to cater everybody. There's a thing that says that everybody says you can't cater to everybody, because at that point you don't cater to nobody. You know, like there's some people who are just not gonna like your game, and then there's some people who do, right? Like Battlefield, if I want a more realistic shooter game with like actual like bullet drop and physics and all this other shit, I go play Battlefield. You know, if I want to play an arcadey shooter that's fun and I can turn off my brain and have a good time with my friends and everything like that, get some score streaks or kill streaks, you know, or whatever other shit, you know, and like fast reactions, I go play Call of Duty. If I want to play a more slower tactical game, I go play Rainbow Six Siege. You know, there's different games for different things, you know, or I go play CSGO if I want something like more even, like more subtle, you know. That's the thing, you know. But like Call of Duty is like trying to like, they're making a battle royale, they're adding goofy skins, they're adding very like super hyper brain rot maps and everything like that, and then they're fucking adding whatever other stupid dumb shit ever, you know. They're just trying to cater to everybody. And now the Call of Duty franchise, you know, the Call of Duty fan base specifically they're hating Call of Duty, because it's like, wow, they're catering to everybody. It's kind of like why not just cater to like your core audiences? And if you want to make like a different game, either split the team, right, to have a skeleton crew working on a different game, right, and then just have that, you know, just have its own thing, you know, or just open up another studio to work on that specific project, so you're not just stuck doing Call of Duty every single year. Like there's always a thing, right? You never want to stick to one specific thing, because you know for a fact sooner or later the lightning in a bottle isn't going to work anymore. You know, you never want to stick to one specific type of thing, but unfortunately they're sticking to one specific type of thing, and look at them now. They're in complete shambles. They don't have any other games specifically. They don't make anything else. They don't make other shit. All they don't know is just make Call of Duty FPS games. That's all they do. They can't do anything else. And if they try to do something else, they're going to be risking they're going to risk themselves of like losing profit, because it's not Call of Duty, right? And who knows if they're even going to like the new IP. So they're pretty much stuck. They're pretty much literally stuck where they need to be. Activision should hire Sunako as a new project director. They should. I'll be honest with you. I'll literally do it. Like I'll make a different game that's a lot more enjoyable. I'll be honest with you. It'll definitely be more innovative, as long as they don't rush me and anything. My condition is you don't rush me to make this game. That's all I gotta say. You rush me, you're not getting a game, period. Don't you dare open your mouth said, when is this game coming out? It'll be ready when it's ready, okay? That's it. That's all I gotta say about the subject itself, because honestly, Call of Duty is just completely is in shambles. Like literally just straight up in shambles.
Thrillingly paced, set-piece laden campaign. Not everyone's
because these campaigns were amazing.
A lot of people do
besides
love
Cold War,
those Call of Duty campaigns. With Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 7, they basically did the opposite. They shipped campaigns that destroyed brand value.
Yep.
They shipped campaigns that basically tell people,
because there are people literally. I see this a lot. I see it from the Call of Duty YouTubers, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you, the Call of Duty YouTubers are not the common people, okay? There are literally people who do actually play the campaign and actually do play Call of Duty for the campaign. There are people who do enjoy playing the campaign. There are people who can remember, oh yeah, I remember this part or so from like Modern Warfare 2, the original one, you know? Or like, oh, I remember when like Soap died or so, you know, back in Modern Warfare 3, you know, and then we had this like cool invasion or so to raid this base and everything like that, you know, or like, you know, oh, back in like Black Ops 1 or so, I remember when like I was with Woods or so, and they were like we were infiltrating like a Russian base or so, that they were like looking at sending off a like a spaceship or something like that, you know, they're doing something over there, but then like fucking what's his face got caught or so, and then he got his eye pierced and everything like that, you know. It's like I still remember these things, you know, like I still do. Like people remember these specific iconic moments in the older Call of Duties because it stick to them, you know. But now it's like, now in this day and age, it's just kind of like, oh, I don't really care about this character. I don't really care about that character. It's another Call of Duty game. All right, let's check out the campaign. It's pretty shit or so. It's not really that great. Not a lot of memorable characters and everything, you know? The problem is like, you know, it always comes in threes. Storytelling is always best when it comes in threes. Like, you can try making 4, but usually most of the time 3. 3 is always the best. When you make your 3 stories, you move on to a different story and you make a new world, a new character, new set of characters, and you gotta like them and everything. Back in Black Ops 1, Dolphin Dive was the most fun shit to do montage clips. That is very true. You're not wrong on that one. A lot of people did a lot of fun stuff with dolphin diving, but now it's like sliding and everything like that, you know?
We don't really care about setting a new standard for cinematic spectacle within gaming. And I think that does mean that for many of us, we just simply stopped taking Call of Duty seriously as any form of creative endeavor.
Yeah.
Let's tie things up then. Going into Blop 7, Activision tried their absolute best to show to the hardcore players that they were being catered to explicitly. Killing skill-based matchmaking, promising more and more sub-modes and features than ever, downplaying skins in favor of more grounded tone. But none of those things are headline features that will sell humongous numbers to mass audiences. And that obviously didn't happen here. So what Activision...
This is what you need to do. I'll give you this. Take a couple of years off of releasing yearly Call of Duties, make an actual good campaign, take some time to actually create the game, turn off skill-based matchmaking, or if you really want to keep skill-based matchmaking, make 2 playlists, but be 100% transparent that literally the second playlist has no skill-based matchmaking, no goofy skins anymore, 0 goofy-ass skins, all right? We're going to be creative and actually make really good skins for that specific era, you know? Number 4, actually focus on making multiplayer maps really good again, and also not make the fucking spawns be like Modern Warfare spawns, okay? Actually have some good things to come out, all right? Honestly, these are all simple things, you know, but the problem is they don't have no time or so to create these things. You know, that's the problem. Number 5, slow the movement down like the original Call of Duties before the 2019. Slow the movement down to make him feel like the characters feel weighted and they have like actual actual shit on them, you know? Make it feel like that. Number 6, have all the guns be viable. Because I'm sick and tired of like seeing like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm sick and tired of seeing meta weapons, because it's like, oh, if you're not running this fucking weapon in multiplayer, you're gonna be losing all the damn time. Okay? LMGs should do what LMGs do best, suppressing fire or holding down a position, okay? Snipers do sniper things at the end of the day. Add the quick scoping if you want to add the quick scoping. That's been a thing or so in Call of Duty. That's fine. It's not really a big deal. Just make sure it's not overpowered or anything too crazy. SMGs, have SMGs still do the thing, you know? Fucking assault rifles, still have assault rifles have, you know, good medium to somewhat long range or so. Just have the advantage to disadvantage. Have the maps cater to different play styles for different guns. That's it. But they don't know how to do that. That's the problem, because they don't have enough time to make them. And that's the shitty thing about it. That's what I'm saying. They just need more time to cook these games. It's not like how it used to be before. Now, because like now they're pushing for this like realistic graphics and everything like that. And also stop making Call of Duty feel like, as in like, when I say realistic or so, I'm not talking about like the graphics, the story, or anything like that. I'm basically talking about as in like, you know, like as in like the gameplay wise, you know? If I want to play a more realistic shooter, I just go play Tarkov or just go play Battlefield. That's it. Take care of Arlene. Be safe, hon. For a while, I've been thinking that it'd be a good idea to have 4 to 5 teams working on COD separate, but theme: Modern Warfare, Covert, Old War, Future War, recent medieval / fantasy war. I'd say, in my personal opinion, right, if I say shrink the dev team down smaller, in my personal opinion, shrink the dev team for Call of Duty smaller, and then have literally more time for them to make the video games. That's it. That's all they really need to do. Is just give them more time to make the games and shrink the team smaller. Because you want to know something? I will always go back to the dev teams that are a lot more smaller, because they outsell pretty much almost every single AAA game that has came out this year. That's all I gotta say. Like, literally, if you want me, like, if I was hired by Activision to make a Call of Duty game, I would say this: give me your top 40 to 50 developers on my team from throughout the entire fucking Activision company. Give me 40 to 50 people, your top ones, and put them on my team, and I will make you a Call of Duty game that will sell. I'm not cocky, but I'm gonna be cocky for this subject specifically because I have played Call of Duty for quite a long time. I will be cocky for this moment, and I know for a fact that I can probably make something way 10 times better than any of their 3 developer teams. That's all I gotta say.
Promised was basically more of the same, but the way that it used to be. It wasn't inspiring, it was defensive, it didn't attract audiences, especially not when 2025's competition has been so fierce. And that may be Activision's biggest problem in 2026. Because sure, they lost some of the shooter crowd to Arc Raiders and Battlefield, but next year, well, they have to compete for the casual players, who are the group that have always turned up for COD. And they'll probably also turn up for Grand Theft Auto 6. So it's not really a fair fight.
True, Grand Theft Auto is coming out next year.
Rockstar,
I don't think Call of Duty is going to do very well.
Coming for Activision. It's near guaranteed to be the biggest entertainment launch in history. Near every casual gamer on the goddamn planet is going to disappear into that thing for months.
That is true.
And if you've been paying attention to the things we've covered in this channel, you'll know that people's spending in video games is kind of changing. And that certainly makes me think that Grand Theft Auto will gobble up a lot of that Call of Duty money. COD's pitch, then, of more of the same, but how it used to be just ain't going to cut through that. Even if it's a new Modern Warfare game. The only thing that they can really do is have this next Modern Warfare and its new engine truly push the envelope forward.
It's not going to succeed.
I think they're kind of screwed, and I have a suspicion that they know it. Do you know who's probably also screwed? The whole crew of WB Games. Yeah, the people behind the likes of...
Like, because GTA is coming out, right? GTA is coming out next year. There's no way Call of Duty is even going to... Like, if they're doing worse this year because of Battlefield and Arc Raiders, I don't even want to think about how GTA is going to kill them completely. Like, it's going to literally obliterate their numbers. Like, there's no way, especially if, like, you know, if rumors are true, so that freaking Grand Theft Auto is going to be $100 or something like that. You know for a fact, people would probably pay $100 for that GTA game compared to the Modern Warfare 4 game. That's all I gotta say. They will be, if you had to choose between Call of Duty, which is a, like, what, $70 or $80 game or so, to a $100 GTA, they'll probably, 9 times out of 10, they'll probably choose the GTA because they'll probably have better experience compared to Call of Duty. And that's it. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Yeah, I was ranting a little bit. I love Call of Duty, but like, man, I'm passionate for Call of Duty because I want them to do well. I want them to come back from whatever the fuck they're in right now, the sludge that they're in. But I know for a fact they won't. But, like, you know, it is what it is. I could dream at the end of the day. Who knows? Probably like 30 years down the line or something. Maybe I'll open up some game studio and I'll probably make my own FPS game at the end of the day. At least something more enjoyable than theirs. So who knows? We'll see. But that'll be 30 Call of Duties or so in a row that you guys are gonna have to endure 30 Call of Duties before I make my own. So just letting you know. That's all I gotta say. Continues to talk more about it. No, it's just this is the end of the video. That's the end, you know. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and we'll see what happens in 2026. I'll see you guys in 2026 when it comes to Call of Duty. We'll see if it does well or not. 9 times out of 10, I don't think it's gonna do very well, to be honest. That's all I gotta say. So, but yeah.